and a great Super Bowl shot.
Yes.
And you have one nice game, albeit against the Dolphins, but you get to go home. It was like, thank you, God. You get to go home to Miami and have your coming out party with the Patriots at home.
Right.
And then right on schedule, like maybe a night or two later, you've got the second accuser in the SI article. She tells SI that she received a group text message that appeared to come from the same phone number Brown provided her with in 2017, and the text chain with 4 other phone numbers on it included photos of her and her children with the person she believes is Antonio Brown, encouraging others in the group to investigate this woman, and it came off to her as threatening because she had accused.
Right.
And that was the last straw for Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick.
Right.
So he's out in New England. Then you pointed out he lashes back at Robert Kraft, right?
Yes.
And he said something, tweeted something about, you got caught in the parlor. And, you know, it's like hypocritical behavior. And then very soon he wants to go back to New England.
He deleted that like kind of like yesterday, Skip. He deletes that tweet a couple of hours later after like, hold on, AB, what are you doing?
Okay. And then we came to yesterday. I'm leaving out a lot of the gory details here, but we came to yesterday, and it's still so bad that he is saying, to your point, he is tweeting F the NFL. And he's accusing them of all kinds of hypocritical behavior and even accusing them of racism in this tweet. Okay, that's fine. And he might have some valid points in there, but the point is...
He doesn't.
Okay, he doesn't have any leg to stand on here.
No.
So you're all but screaming at Roger Goodell, suspend me longer. Every time you sit down at your keyboard, suspend me longer, right?
Yeah.
More conduct unbecoming.
Skip, this is why we know AB can't control himself. You and I both, we love Mike Tomlin. If there's a coach that we could play for, Mike Tomlin would be the coach.
He'd be mine.
Let me explain something what got Mike in trouble. There's 53 guys on the roster. Mike Tomlin has 53 sets of rules. My college coach says, I'm going to treat all of you guys fair, but I'm not going to treat all of you guys the same. So Mike Tomlin got rules for AB, Ben, this one, James Conner, Le'Veon, yada, yada, yada. Skip, I mean, every week, Mike Tomlin's got to find the guy because he's late for something, meeting, practice, walkthrough, whatever it is. So if he could control himself, if AB could control himself, he'd have stayed in Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger in a well-run organization. But he couldn't. He goes to Oakland. Even after, you know, he gets on there, even after, like, if you got guaranteed money, he's on social media. If you got guaranteed money, hit your boy up, AB. They give him $30 million guaranteed. Skip, he goes. Now, you know, look, I don't know if you've ever been in the cryo chamber, but it can get to low as negative 180. And the thing they want you always to be is totally dry. Because you know the last thing you want, Skip, if it gets down to 180, is to have anything wet on your body.
So?
The term I like to use is dum-dum. Goes in there with wet socks on. Skip, at minus 180 for 3 minutes, what do you think is going to happen? Because when I looked at his feet, Skip, I said, Skip, I've had blisters, and I've seen guys have some really bad blisters. I said, I've never seen blisters like that. It looked like frostbite. Lo and behold, that's what it was. But see, the thing was, Skip, to try to play it off, what he did, he tried to make it about the helmet. Now, there's a series of unfortunate events going on. Now, they're building, now see, what little did he know, the Raiders are building their case. Okay, you're supposed to be at practice, not at practice. You're supposed to be at walkthrough, not at walk. Because, Skip, in order to get recouped that $30 million, I got to document every time that you've been insubordinate. I got to document it because I know you're going to take me to arbitration because you want that $30 million. But I got it right here. And guess what? Mark Davis said, you know what? I got a text. He told me he wanted me to release him. We didn't want to do this, but he told me to. And once he found out that basically I'm going to be playing week to week, I'm not about to get this $30 million guaranteed. Then he sure enough showed out then. And once he went to New England, once he found out they released him and he wasn't going to be able to play with Tom Brady, he acted a fool. Skip, I've had a teammate that had very similar behavior like this, and he was bipolar. Skip, one day he'd come to work, he was happy, he was the greatest guy to be around. The next day he come to work, he damn near cleaned out the building. He wanted to fight everybody, it was everybody else's fault. And I just pulled him aside. I said, bro, check this out. Why you behave like... He said, man, you know how they be. I said, what you mean, they? I said, yesterday you just came in here, you was hugging and laughing in everybody's face, and today you want to fight everybody. It ain't no they, it's you. AB, it's not them, it's you.
It is.
Bro, get the help that you need. Skip, it used to be a stigma. If you had a mental illness or something, we used to make light of it. Obviously, we know more now. We don't make light of that, especially in our community, because oh, he gets a check. Man, he need to go to, in Georgia, it was Milledgeville. That's where the home for the impaired or the, people that were slow. That's where you need to go to Milledgeville. AB needs help, but AB doesn't know how to ask for help. So what he does, his behavior lets you understand that he needs the help and get some assistance. And who's to say that Drew Rosenhaus, who's his representative, haven't tried to steer him? But a lot of times, Skip, people gonna look at me different. If I go get counseling, if I go get help to deal with my issues, people gonna look at me like I'm crazy for real. I don't want that stigma. But bro, what you think when we see you doing all this stuff on IG? You think, oh man, look, AB, I told y'all AB don't need the NFL. Yes, he does. Because where's AB gonna go and make $15 million a year? Nowhere.
So I hark back to 2016, and I laud you for how quickly you jumped all over this. But what was the first indication we saw that this guy thinks he's above the rules and then ultimately above the law?
He went Facebook Live.
He went Facebook Live.
From the locker room.
On his coach, Mike Tomlin. We love him. They had just pulled off a big upset on the road in a playoff game at Arrowhead, Kansas City. And he has the audacity and the lack of respect for his head coach to go Facebook Live in the post-game locker room, closed doors, no media, while his coach is trying to fire up the team to get ready for a AFC Championship game at Foxborough, saying those blankety blanks have a head start on us because they got an extra day on it because they had played on Saturday night.
Right.
And it went live to the public.
Well, where was he at, Skip? The same position he was in with Oakland. When John Gruden's at the front talking about knock on wood, where's AB? In the back. When Mike Tomlin is giving this speech, where is he in the back? Hidden, and he's up there talking about.
Because it's all about him. It's all about promoting AB at the expense of even his head coach and his football team. And Shannon Sharp stepped up the next, well, it'd be Monday, and just said,
I'm done. I least
completely done. Do not resign this man, you said.
No.
And we eventually had him on a couple of weeks later at that Super Bowl at Houston, the 2016 season Super Bowl. And he faced you and you faced him and you just said, I'm sorry, I'm out. And he tried to defend himself. And by the way, when you're in his presence, in his force field, he can be a great kid. He has huge personality, big charisma, big billion-watt smile. It's all great. He has so much potential going for it. And obviously, nobody thinks he's not a great player. He is a great football player. Phenomenal player.
And
game changer.
And you know what? Even if he doesn't play this year, there'll be production intolerance. He still can produce. So when you can produce, the tolerance level for your behavior is extremely high. It's the guys that can't produce that their tolerance level isn't that high for. He can produce, so he'll have somebody will talk to him and say, we can control him.
Okay,
you can't control him until you can't.
I'm predicting he's not going to play the rest of this year.
No. I don't believe I agree with you.
Again, I am having my doubts he's going to play any next year. Any. Because at some point, the hammer's going to drop from the league because they have taken no action against him yet. Because they haven't interviewed him.
They wanted to talk to him. And he was trying to delay it almost like, if you didn't do something, it's kind of like growing up, Skip. If I didn't do it right away, maybe my grandma would forget. And I get to skate. AB, it don't work.
You were trying to skate on
I was trying to, I had to cut the grass and rake the yard and, do all that stuff. So if I didn't do it, maybe she would forget and she'd make my brother do it. That wasn't the case. Told me to get my what I did, cut the grass. But Skip, this is AB. I mean, I wish there was a nicer way to say this. AB has done himself no favor by surrounding the people, and you heard James mention it. And one of the things, and I harp back to this, Skip, one thing I always tell guys that's coming into the league, and parents ask me, they say, Shannon, what advice would you give my son? I said, have him surround himself with people that tell him what he needs to know, not what he wants to hear. and you see AB, a lot of guys, Skip, I'm going to surround myself with people tell me what I want to hear because their very livelihood is dependent on me. Now, you tell me something I don't want to hear, you got to go. I'm going to stop the bus, and you get off, and now what? So I'm always going to get positive feedback, Skip, from guys that's dependent on me because they like getting up in the club and getting bottle service. They like going to the game. They like rolling in the rolls in the range.
Do they?
So I got to tell, no. My brother, my sister, Skip, I've supported, me and my brother supported my sister. My sister has not had a job since 1985. 1985. From the day I got into the league, I've done everything. I still support my sister. My brother and I, we support our sister. But if you don't think my sister will tell me, Shannon, you're wrong on this one. Bruh, I love you, but you're wrong. Sterling Sharp, bruh, you're wrong. My best friend, Bucket and Burns, homeboy, you know we love you, but you're wrong on this one. I can't agree with you on that one. It's tough for them to say, but I appreciate that because I know they got my best interest in mind when they tell me things like this. So, AB, bruh, I know you had friends for a very long time, but if your friends are just telling you everything that you've done over the last 3 to 4 years is okay, get rid of them because they're lying to you and they've done you a disservice.
Perfectly said.
If they're not worried about riding the gravy train, right? Then you'd say something what someone needs to hear.
Yes.
Overall, just a sad situation with AB. But we'll skip Cowboys.
Oh, here we go.
Talk about sad situations. Will they be able to shut down? You know I'm a Giants fan, Skip. He's going to kick me out of here. Will they be able to shut down Kirk Cousins? We'll talk about that next.
Folk go get him.
And don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports channel on Sirius XM. We'll be right back.